They left 3 children at a hospital with my name on a note, and I had never agreed to any of it. My name is Claire Morgan, and I still remember the exact second my life split in two. One moment I was walking into my morning routine, coffee in hand, thinking about an ordinary Tuesday in Hollow Creek, Ohio. The next moment, a stranger on the phone said, 3 children were dropped at a community center with a note. It says you are responsible. I stopped breathing before I even spoke. Claire Morgan. That name was suddenly attached to something I never agreed to touch. And that was only the beginning. It started the night before, at a backyard dinner that pretended to be a celebration. My sister Melissa announced she was pregnant again, her third. Everyone clapped like it was music. My mother cried like it was a blessing from heaven. My father nodded like it was expected. And then they all looked at me. Not with question, with instruction. My mother smiled softly. You'll help when she needs rest. Not can you, not would you mind, just you will. Melissa leaned back in her chair, smiling like she had already won something. You're the only one with flexibility, Claire. Think of it as bonding time with the kids. My father didn't speak. He never needed to. His silence always meant the same thing. Don't make this difficult. Something inside me tightened. I'm not available for that, I said quietly. The table froze like I had said something offensive in another language. Melissa laughed first. Relax, you always act like we're asking too much. I looked at her. You're not asking, you're assigning. That was the first crack. No one liked it. So I left. I thought that was the end of it. I was wrong. The next morning, my phone rang. Unknown number. Ms. Morgan, the voice said calmly, we have 3 minors at Hollow Creek Community Center. A note lists you as their responsible caregiver. My stomach dropped so fast I had to grip the counter. I drove without remembering the road. When I arrived, I saw them before I saw anything else. 3 small children sitting on a bench. My niece Sophie trying not to cry. Evan staring at the floor like if he looked up, everything would fall apart. And little Lila asleep against a staff member's jacket. A folded note sat on the table. Claire Morgan will take care of them. Family helps family. My hands went cold. I didn't agree to this, I told the officer standing nearby. So I showed him everything. The messages, the assumptions, my clear refusal from the night before. For a moment, he just looked at me. Then his expression changed. Because this wasn't confusion anymore. It was documentation of something deliberate. They arrived like a storm. Melissa crying before she even stepped out of the car. My brother-in-law, Ryan, filming everything like it was evidence for his own story. She abandoned them, he said loudly, pointing at me. I didn't raise my voice. I never accepted them. My mother rushed in next. Claire, stop humiliating your sister. Humiliating, that word again. Like truth was embarrassment. My father followed, calm as always. This is family business. The officer shook his head. No, it's not. Silence hit harder than shouting. For the first time, their version didn't control the room. I knelt in front of the kids. Sophie whispered, Are we in trouble? I shook my head immediately. No, you didn't do anything wrong. None of this is your fault. That was the only truth that mattered. Everything else was adults failing loudly. That night, I made calls I didn't want to make. Sophie's school had me listed as primary pickup. Evan's daycare had me as backup guardian. Even Lila's doctor had my name as authorized caregiver. I had never signed any of it, never agreed. never even been asked. But there it was, paperwork turning assumption into something that looked real. Then I found the worst part, a scanned form with my name in handwriting that almost matched mine. Almost. Close enough for someone careless, not close enough for me. And underneath it, Claire Morgan agrees to ongoing childcare support. Ongoing. Not a favor, a role, a replacement. My phone lit up with family messages, accusations, guilt, emotional pressure wrapped in polite words. I didn't respond. I saved everything instead. Because something in me had shifted. This wasn't confusion anymore. It was construction. They were building a life with my name in it, without me inside it. I called a lawyer the next morning. Her name was Dana Reeves. She didn't ask for drama. She asked for facts. When I finished, she said, "Stop explaining yourself. Start documenting everything." So I did. Letters went out. Clear, cold, final. No more use of my name. No more assumptions. No more drop-offs. I thought that would end it. It didn't. They came to my workplace next.
Ryan walked into the hospital lobby with the kids like he was making a point to strangers.
"This is the aunt who refuses her own family," he said loudly. People were watching now. That was his goal. But hospitals don't run on performance. They run on rules. Security arrived. My supervisor followed. And for the first time, Ryan didn't look confident. "This is not a place to leave children," my supervisor said firmly. "You need to take them with you." Ryan tried to laugh it off. "She said she'd help." "No," I interrupted. "I didn't." The truth landed heavier than his voice ever could. Security escorted him out, and the children with him. I thought it was over after that, but it wasn't. It was just becoming public. At church, my mother organized a fundraiser for Melissa, for struggles, for a story that sounded clean when you didn't look too closely. I wasn't invited, so I went anyway. The room turned when I entered, not loudly, quietly, like a change in temperature. I walked to the front before anyone could stop me. "I'm not here to fight," I said. "I'm here to correct something." Then I showed them everything. Messages, forms, reports, the pattern. Not anger, evidence. The room shifted slowly as people started reading instead of assuming. Whispers replaced certainty. My mother's face went pale. Melissa stopped crying halfway through. Ryan looked at his phone like it had betrayed him. And for the first time, I wasn't the story they were telling. I was the one ending it. When I left the church that night, no one followed me. No one shouted. No one begged. Just silence. Heavy, unfamiliar silence. And for the first time in a long time, it didn't feel like guilt. It felt like space. Because I finally understood something simple. They didn't need my permission to take. They only needed me to stay quiet. And I wasn't quiet anymore.